reporting in from the land of the intrepid warrior. I want to speak about the perils of repatterning this morning. I have been doing a lot of repatterning in very foundational areas of my life in order to create a new template for thriving. As I've been speaking, my goal is not only to recover back to where I was, but to actually apply directed neuroplasticity to create the life that I envision as a beautiful and fulfilling and wonderful life for myself. So what I've been noticing is as I excavate and rebuild some of the core areas of my life, not only my physical health, but also my marriage, my housing and home environment situation, and my work, my career, my livelihood. There's this interesting experience of chaos and messiness where I'm halfway baked as I'm envisioning and keeping on focusing on and talking about and sharing about what I really want, what I really want to experience. It's like the outer physical manifestation takes time to catch up. And that's the hardest part of this process, is to not get pulled back because everything on the outside may still look like nothing's changed. There's still this vibrational neurochemistry, mind level change that's occurring. It's like a little baby that's developing. It takes time. So as I look out at my marriage, as I look out at my home, as I look out at my current energy and abilities and where I might at with my work and my writing, it can be so disappointing and disheartening, and that's where the effort has to be doubled over. So that's one of the perils of repatterning, is just continuing to disbelieve reality over and over again, and just continuing to believe and have faith and trust and focus on where I'm going and where I want to be. The repatterning that I'm doing and how I'm learning how to breathe and keep different parts of my body open, allow different parts of my body to relax that have been chronically held, like my ribs have been held up and tight in a kind of fight or flight, hyperinflation. And I've been a mouth breather, so I'm learning to breathe through my nose for sleep and during the day. And all these kind of things are constantly being pulled against by the old patterning. Even as I practice, I go back into the old patterns. And this is really perilous for me with singing, because there's so many different techniques that I learned as a singing student, and so many techniques that I practice that are actually counter to the body's natural breathing coordination. In a way, there's a lot of harm that's been done, or confusion anyways. It just goes against our natural kind of primal, normal, genetic, parasympathetic or calm way of moving through the body with the breath and with sound. But I've not been able to return to my singing exercises and my regular practices because it's like it took me back into the chaos. And I'm so glad that I finally, just this past week, come into contact with a singing technique that is so in line with the work that I've been doing in releasing my body and opening my breathing and opening my voice. And it's the MDH, breathing coordination workshop that came to my town last week, and I am just so grateful. It's like, click! Now I don't have to feel that backward pull of, like, I just knew I couldn't go back into those exercises because it was not the reality I want to create, and it doesn't feel good, and it's the old pattern, and I don't want to teach those exercises to my students. So I haven't been, yet doing one-on-one teaching again. And I don't want to teach that way of singing and being and breathing to my groups anymore, my singing groups. So yeah, it feels like it was a long wait for this to arise in my reality. But I'm just so grateful now that this new tool has come on board in this particular area. And yeah, I'm seeing that happen in these other two areas too. My living home situation, my relationship. It's super powerful, and it's been super painful and uncomfortable to be in that balancing act of like aiming with the vibration and the vision, and sometimes not even knowing yet what that looks like on the outside, but just, feeling that tug of war inside. So these are some of the perils of repatterning.